y is equal to 3 exponent x plus 2. Okay, and you're asked to plot this graph. What I want you to know is there are two things that you have to consider. First of all, consider whether the graph is going to be decreasing or increasing. And from the look of this, we can consider only this side to determine whether it is increasing or decreasing, right? So from this side, we know the graph will be what? An increasing function. And if you take only this side out, if we take this side out, y will be equal to what? Positive 2. So it means that before the graph was moving through 0 and 1, but now the graph will move through 0 and what? Positive 2 here. Now let me take it again. We know this side will give us an increasing function, right? Okay, then let's also consider taking this side out. Moment, please. Let's also consider taking this side out. What happened? Okay, this side out. Let's take this side out. And then we'll be left with y is equal to what? Positive 2. So if y is positive 2, in this case, the graph will not pass through 0 and 1 anymore, but it will pass through what? 0 and positive 2. Okay, now let's try to plot this graph. So at the end, we are going to have our graph looks like this. And then because of this 2, we'll go up on the y-axis 2 points. So we have 1 and 2 here, right? At the end, our graph will start from here and it will increase like this. So y is equal to 3 exponent x plus 2 will look like this. Please, is that okay? And then this graph is what? Increasing graph, right from 0 and 2. That becomes what? The y asymptote becomes 2. Please, is that okay? Now let's look at question 2. If you have number 2, you have a graph of y is equal to 4 exponent x minus 1. 4 exponent x minus 1. And this, you do the same analysis. What is the nature, the slope of the graph? The slope of the graph can be considered with this one, right? And with this, we know the graph is what? An increasing graph. And then if we take this one out, y is equal to what? Y is equal to minus 1. So if y is equal to minus 1, then we can call it as what? The y asymptote is equal to minus 1. Now, let's plot our y asymptote first. After that, we plot the increasing function. So we are going to have it like this. The y asymptote is minus 1, and minus 1 will be down here, right? So at the end, we are going to have our graph to be increasing, but it will start from where? This is the line for minus 1. This is the line for positive 2, right? And positive 2, the line will never come down to positive 2. So with minus 1, the curve or the line will never go below negative 1. So it will start from before negative 1 and goes up like that. So we have our y to be equal to 4 exponent x minus 1, right? This line is there, the dotted line is there to tell us that the graph, the line can go below negative or below 0, right? But it will never pass negative 1. Is that okay? Whenever you have a function and you're asked to plot the graph, look out for two things. The first thing is, mostly when the graph is given to you like y is equal to, let's say, 5 exponent x, that is the easiest one. You know the graph is what? An increasing function, and the asymptote will be what? Positive 1 on the y-axis, and the x-axis will be negative 0. So at the end, their intersection points will be 0 and 1. Straightforward. But when it is having a constant, then you have to plot the constant, whereby the curve will never come below the constant line that you've plotted. Now let's look at number 3. So let's say our number 3 question will be given as y is equal to 2 exponent minus 3 minus 3 here. Sorry, this is not a function, exponential function. It's supposed to be x. 2 exponent minus x minus 3. So with this, we can decide or conclude that this is a decreasing function because we can write this side as 1 over 2 exponent x, right? So let's try to rewrite the equation again. So we are going to have y is equal to 1 over 2 exponent x minus 3. With this, now we can plot our graph, right? So now let's plot our graph, and we know this side to be what? We know this side to be decreasing. And if it is decreasing and we take it out, we are going to get y asymptote to be what? Minus 3. So now let's plot. We are going to have like this, our x-axis like this, and then we go y is equal to minus 3. So we're going to have minus 1, minus 2, and minus 3. And we have our dotted line or broken line through the minus 3 to indicate that the graph or the plot, the line that we are going to plot will never reach minus 3. And this is decreasing. So if it is decreasing, it will slope like this one. Okay, it will slope, but it never touch the line. So at the end, we write this to be y is equal to 2 exponent minus x minus 3, right? And let's solve the last one. Let's say we have one more. The last one, question 4, which says when you have y to be equal to 2 divided by 3 exponent x plus 4, right? And this, we'll do the same analysis. Only this one will give us a decreasing because it is what? A fraction, improper fraction, right? So it will give us a decreasing line or a decreasing graph, and then we plot it on y-axis when it is equal to what? 4. Okay, now let's do our plotting. So at the end, we are going to have our y and x line. Now, let me draw it here. Y and x line. I'm giving more space to the positive side because you're going to move up 4 steps. Okay, so at the end, we are going to go up 4 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we draw our dotted or broken lines through 4. We're going to have it like this. Okay, and then the line is what? Decreasing. So decreasing, we go this way. Why? That's my graph looking like this. We go this way, right? So at the end, we have y is equal to 2 divided by 3x plus what? 4. Please, is that okay? All right. So this will be how to plot exponential function.